Have you ever been talking to someone, nodding your head, making eye contact, even saying things like, "Yeah, exactly, makes sense," and then suddenly realizing you have absolutely no idea what they just said? Maybe your mind wandered for 5 seconds, maybe it wandered for 30. Either way, when the other person finally asks, "So what do you think?" panic sets in, because you've been physically present, but mentally somewhere else entirely. So why does this happen? Why do some people zone out in conversations, even when they're genuinely trying to pay attention? Most people assume zoning out is a sign of boredom, and sometimes it is. But psychology suggests there's often much more happening behind the scenes. Your brain was never designed to maintain perfect focus every second of the day. In fact, your attention naturally fluctuates. One moment you're listening, the next moment you're thinking about dinner, a text message, an unfinished task, something embarrassing that happened 3 years ago, or that random thing you suddenly remembered you forgot to do. The brain constantly shifts between the outside world and its own internal world, and sometimes, the internal world wins. Quick question, have you ever zoned out during a conversation, then immediately started paying attention again, only to realize they were still talking about the same thing? The problem begins when people misunderstand what zoning out actually means. Many assume it means they don't care, that they're bad listeners, or that something is wrong with them. But often, zoning out has less to do with interest and more to do with cognitive overload. Think about how much information your brain processes every day. Messages, notifications, work, responsibilities, stress, decisions. By the time someone starts telling you a long story, your mental bandwidth may already be stretched thin, and when that happens, your brain looks for opportunities to recover. Sometimes by drifting into daydreams, sometimes by focusing inward, sometimes by simply taking a brief mental break. What's fascinating is that psychologists have discovered something called the default mode network. This is a network in the brain that becomes active when your attention shifts inward, when you're daydreaming, reflecting, imagining, or replaying conversations in your mind. In other words, zoning out isn't your brain shutting down, it's your brain switching tasks. But here's where it gets even more interesting. People who frequently zone out are often highly reflective thinkers. They spend a lot of time processing ideas, emotions, and future possibilities. Their minds are naturally active, which can be both a strength and a challenge. Because while that imagination can fuel creativity and problem-solving, it can also pull attention away from the present moment. The solution isn't trying to force yourself to concentrate perfectly. Nobody does that. Instead, it's about understanding what causes your attention to drift. Are you tired? Overstimulated? Stressed? Distracted? The more aware you become of your mental state, the easier it becomes to redirect your focus. Simple habits can help. Making eye contact, asking questions, repeating key points mentally, or taking care of your stress levels before they become overwhelming. Because attention isn't something you either have or don't have, it's something you manage, and the better you understand your mind, the easier it becomes to guide it. If you've ever zoned out during a conversation, you're definitely not alone. It doesn't automatically mean you're rude, or careless, or uninterested. Sometimes it simply means you're human, a human with a busy brain trying to process a busy world. If you enjoyed this psychology breakdown, leave a comment below. What's the funniest thing you've ever missed because you zoned out during a conversation? And if you want more psychology insights that help you better understand yourself and the people around you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.